this brunch time earlier today, then we can say welcome back to you. To everyone else, top of the moment to you. Please read the caption of the broadcast and read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Like it, share it. Just before you settle down, to invite your friends and your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them that Mayegun today, thank you. Tonight, we shall continue from where we stopped earlier today. And it is the follow-up from the letter that called the Alai Akanbi, Omoloko Ide, Akanbi Pamolekun, Tinubu the Jaga Banditi, the Jaga Addicti, the Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò. This time around, Akanbi Pamolekun, Kolu, who has dipped Nigeria into further economic ruin. But he seems to be telling himself that he's doing you a favor. Yeah, his lieutenant continue to give you the sing song of how Tinubu's reform is in your own interests. If you complain about the economic hardship, they will give you rice. You complain about unemployment, they will give you rice. If you complain about insecurity, your offer is rice. Everything was rice, but I don't know if they're still giving you rice. As they are borrowing, you are sorrowing. They said that Nigeria is yet to borrow above our earnings. According to them, Nigeria can borrow and borrow and borrow. And there is actually nothing wrong in borrowing if we want to be honest. But what is really wrong is, what are they using the money they are borrowing for? The loans. It is just a quarter to end of 2024. Tinubu and his gang, they wrote a budget of about 28 trillion naira for 2024. And as you are watching this video, Tinubu and his gang, they have spent over 38 trillion naira. That is like a 10 trillion more than what they budgeted, but they are not done. According to him and the Akpabio's National Assembly, he can still borrow some more, as he just wrote a letter to them that he is about to go borrowing again, external loan of $2.209 billion, equivalent of 1.776 trillion naira. Quarter to the end of 2024. Remember, he just possibly wrote a budget of 48 trillion naira for 2025. The revenue source for the country has dwindled so much that even when they are telling themselves that they are making more money now, lying to you because they are not. Where are they getting the money from? Initially, they were printing money. It took Bukwari 8 solid years to print 27.5 trillion naira for himself. And it has taken Tinubu just 18 months to print over 22 trillion naira for himself. The one they borrowed, the one they printed, if I ask you, do you know what they have used the money for? You are likely, if you are a Ronuku, as usual, you are likely going to abuse me. Because you don't know, and you hate taking responsibility like Tinubu and his gang. They have printed over 22 trillion naira. They cannot account for the monies, supposed the money accrued from the crude oil sales. They can't tell you how much money they make from crude oil. If I ask you, where is the money, the loans they took this year? These guys took loan to defend Naira. I don't even know what that means. What that actually meant. These guys took loan from the World Bank to share money to the poorest Nigerians, and they published that they shared over 800 billion naira to the poorest Nigerians. Alone. They took loan. And according to Akpabiole, he received a letter from Tinubu. That is where we are going to start this evening. Brethren, if you have shared this broadcast, now sit back, relax. Let's get into it. Akpabiole, please.
For that correspondence from Mr. President, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, President of the Senate, National Assembly Complex, distinguished Senate President, request for the resolution of the National Assembly for the implementation of the new external borrowing of $1.767,610,321,779.00. That's about $2.209 billion US dollars. Already enshrined in the 2024 Appropriation Act. So in accordance with the provisions of sections 21, subsection 1 and 27, subsection 1, the Debt Management Office, DMO, established Act 2003 and the approval of the Federal Executive Council, I write to request for a resolution of the National Assembly to raise the sum of 2.2 United States dollars provided as new external borrowing in the 2024 Appropriation Act to part finance the budget deficit of about 9.17 trillion. Mr. President has gone further to enumerate the implementation of the new external borrowing in the 2024 budgetary plan, the funding plan, financing options, summary of indicative terms and conditions, utilization of proceeds of the new external borrowing, required resolutions necessary, which is part of what is doing, and so based on availability of course, to issue Euro bonds in the sum of $1.7 billion or more, but not more than $2.2 billion approved as the external borrowing in the 2024 Appropriation Act. The Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, working with the Debt Management Office, they are all authorized to take all relevant and necessary actions required to give effect to this resolution of the National Assembly when approved. While looking forward to the kind consideration of this submission and timely issuance of the resolutions by the National Assembly, please accept, distinguished Senate President and distinguished Senators, the assurances of my personal regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Summary of indicative terms and conditions for the issuance of the Eurobonds in the international capital market are attached. This is referred to the Committee on Local and Foreign Debts to bring back to the Senate within the next 24 hours. It's already enshrined. It is enshrined already in our 2024 borrowing plan.
You ready for it? Yes. And mind you, Tinubu has already collected the Eurobond of $500 million. The leftover that they are expecting to borrow next is $1.7209 billion. There is nowhere in that request or anywhere in any available public documents that it is stated what they want to use the money for. You know, it is not like, oh, once we take this loan, we want to use this loan to finish the power project, or we want to use this loan to support manufacturing sector, or we want to use this loan to finalize education, funding, or this loan we are taking, we want to use it. There is nowhere, because their usual defense is that they need the loan to to defend the naira. I don't even understand what that means. Defend the naira means they will share the money to different identified groups that normally would go to the central bank for dollars. Okay, most especially the oil fuel importers. I mean, if you want to borrow money, so we are using this money to build a dam so that we can stop the perennial annual flooding. So you can say, okay, at least that's what they want to use the money for. For the record, Nigeria's debt is now over 200 trillion naira. Yeah, you heard me right. The reason is because Nigeria naira has lost so much value in the last 18 months alone, from 610 naira official exchange rate to over 1,700 naira today. So as the naira keeps crashing, your external debt in naira continue to soar high to ridiculous heights. And since the National Assembly of Rogues, called the National Assembly in Nigeria, is a rubber stamp one, all Akpabiole have to do is to read it, okay, and then stamp it, approved. There is also other letter received, is Jagbajantis. But let's put it before the temple.
Forward here with the 2025 to 2027 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, MTEF and FSP, for the kind consideration and approval by the Senate. The 2025-2027 MTEF and FSP was approved during the Federal Executive Council meeting of 10th day of November 2024. The Senate is invited to note that as the 2025 budget of the federal government of Nigeria will be prepared based on the parameters and fiscal assumptions of the approved 2025 to 2027 MTEF and FSP, it is imperative to seek National Assembly's expeditious legislative action on this submission. While I trust that the Senate will consider the passage of this submission expeditiously, please accept, distinguished Senate President, distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is referred to the committees on Finance and National Planning and Economic Affairs.
If you decide to vote, if Tinubu wins, all of you are going to join. That is God has spoken. Just let it go live. Let it go live has spoken. Just the way I've said it. Let me say in English so that they won't understand. Okay, sir.
If Nigerians vote for APC,
Nigeria
will sink. In poverty, and the economy will be in shambles. If the government of APC continues, Nigeria will suffer extraordinary. I'm not in support of anybody. As a matter of fact, I don't vote. And I will never vote. I am telling you that we have never seen Archie before. Then this is when we now experience more Archie. We will be sick, the economy will be sick. I'm not saying anybody should like it.
Epo àwọn á di 200 á di bàbá. Ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀, àbàmì wálẹ̀. Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀, ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀, ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀. Ìwúta fẹ́ kọ́lọ́wọ́ ṣe.
The whole fraud has pushed an average Nigerian, or every Nigerian, by the way. So if they divide the debt of Nigeria based on the projected population of Nigeria, every person is now owing the lenders 640,000 naira. And somehow, that is just being generous as well. It is more than that. From my own calculation, every Nigerian is owing the lender 2.6 million naira based on the exchange rate of your naira, your devalued naira. A year and a half ago, when the exchange rate of Nigerian naira was black market 710 naira, and the debt of Nigeria was put at $105 billion. That sort of put Nigeria's debt in naira at 150 trillion naira. Also, if you divided that back then, based on this calculation, each Nigerian was owing 420,000 naira. And that was when the naira was in black market to 710 naira. Today, that naira has lost over 200, is that no more than 200%? I think it's 1,200% of its value. So from 610 naira official rate to 1,750 naira today. So if you kind of put that together with the current debt as well, which has skyrocketed to over 200 trillion naira, 240 trillion naira, that is how much Nigeria debt is almost at now, using the exchange rate of now. So don't listen to them because they are so dishonest that they are doctoring the book. In reality, the exchange rate in Nigeria is 1,749 naira to $1. So you see that leap, that jump, which pushed Nigeria debt to over 240 trillion naira. When you begin to cut it down, you are already in debt of over 2 million naira. 2.5 million. Using that same ratio. Mark Bomilenu, I know what I'm talking about, okay? You don't have to agree, but one day, when I go get see, Princess is saying that which importers are they, fuel importers are they paying the money to? You will see, you are traveling. One day you'll be on your way to Germany or on your way to Saudi. Now from there, they go grab you. Just be like, Kinimoshe, what did I do? They say you are a collateral for the loan that the likes of Tinubu collected. If you have the money to pay them right there, you say, okay, how much is the money? The total money is 1,000 euro or 1,300 euro. That is your own share. If you have it, you pay. They will let you go. If you don't, from there, God knows, only there one camp in China, she won, she joined. We all know that the lies. You said that the importers are now buying from Dangote, and do you really believe that? Because these guys are still doctoring the book that they will need Forex. Recently, we've discovered that the same people who told us that they are now going to be buying from Dangote ended up spending over $973 million. If a scarce Forex, so $973 million to bring in over 920 million liters of petrol into Nigeria. So who is buying from Dangote and who is importing? Who are these guys? The same people who are actually like in the same media. So even if maybe now that they are buying, or if they are buying from Dangote, they are still what? Cashing out on the Forex as if to say, you know, they are importing it, Abi. But there is evidence of that out there too. You see this whole fraud thing that if you ask them, what are you going to use this money for? Ask them. They'll probably just have to kind of attack you before they deviate from it as well. 1.767 trillion naira. Ask them what they will use the money for. $2.2 billion. Who is giving it to them? The World Bank, IMF. The same people who just said the Tinubu's reform is not working. Because according to them, the reform would have been good if they are honest. You know, if you say importing fuel to Nigeria is eating Nigeria Forex, so we have to stop it and patronize Dangote. Then on the other hand, the collaboration between commercial banks, central bank, NMPC, they are expending over nearly $1 billion to bring in imported fuel to Nigeria. And then you're like, that money could have remained in Nigeria if genuinely they are patronizing Dangote. I'm not lying to you. And if that money remained inside Nigeria, possibly it could actually be used for other things that will be much, much like beneficial to Nigeria, that you don't even have to go to the World Bank to go and borrow money at ridiculous interest and then conditions. So according to Wale Idun, you should be grateful. Whatever it is that you are going through right now in that contraption, if not for Tinubu, it would have been worse. Here is a guy that bought Nikon, Nikon Insurance, Jimo Ibrahim, then bankrupted it. And he became one of the debtors to the Debt Management Office, the DMO in Nigeria, who rather than pay his debt, decided to join politics so that if they come for him, he could easily claim persecution. He now has an opinion on why debt is good, and Tinubu is doing a fantastic job. Listen to this guy. It may be annoying, it may be comical, but just listen to the kind of characters who are. Is a senator too. Those who are padding the budget of Nigeria. Those gluttons